World famous London thoroughfares damaged in September raids, September 1940. Welcome back, everyone, to another video. As I just read, this is a bunch of pictures. Last time we left off with the tripartite pact being signed and Japanese generals inspecting the Maginot Line that was captured. And we're starting on this, and like I already said, world famous London thoroughfares damaged in September raids. It has no words, but you got Holborn, Strand, Oxford Street, my bad. We have Temple, Regent Street, and Dumpin Palace. A neat bunch of pictures. But yeah, look at all the damage that was done. It's crazy. The Mother of Parliament damaged by bombs. October 1940. Bomb blast at Westminster. Throughout the autumn, the nightly raids of high-explosive bombs on London continued, and many famous buildings suffered damage. Among them were the Houses of Parliament. One window of which was seen above has been damaged by the blast nearby bomb and lost much of its tracery. Marconi statue on Richard the Lionheart defies the enemy with sword bent. Yeah, that window has just been completely obliterated. And yeah, there's Richard the Lionheart standing in abject defense. Sure, his sword may be bent, but he was still standing for his country. That must have been a neat and kind of like heartwarming thing for the British people. The No Germans' wrath falls on St. Paul's Cathedral. October 1940. Parish Church of the Empire struck. Historic St. Paul's Cathedral, saved from the destruction of September by heroic work of Lieutenant Davies? Maybe that's what that's supposed to be. Lieutenant Davies and his bomb disposal squad continued to be military objective for No German planes. In October, it was seriously damaged by a high explosive bomb which pierced the roof and fell close to the high altar, which, as the picture shows, was reduced to a heap of rubble. Yeah, look at this cathedral, and it's just got a huge hole in the middle of it. Very sad, but, I mean, okay, we're not going to talk about the damage for a second, but look at this cathedral. Like, holy crap, dude. This thing is fancy. And yeah, they would attack it, so obviously to really reduce morale, because, you know, they're attacking a holy place of God. Third phase of the Battle of Britain. The attacks on London. September 6th to October 5th, 1940. London becomes Luftwaffe main target. The third stage of the Battle of Britain opened on September 6th, its first spectacular exploit being a mass attack on London Dockyard. From the beginning of this phases to its end on October 5th, 38 major daytime attacks were delivered. Open from the almost incessant night raids of the capital, much damage was inflicted on private property, communications, and public utility services, but objectives of military importance suffered very little harm. The high-water mark of this phase of the contest came in two great attacks on September 15th, when the Germans lost 185 aircraft, see page 278, which we did in the previous video. During the mass attack, dive bombers sought to create diversions by bombing shipping and coastal objectives in Essex and Kent. The fighter escorts of the attacks were increased in number and endeavored to draw off the defending RAF fighters' planes by fighting above the companion bombers. The RAF's reply to these tactics was for Spitfire squadrons to engage the high-flying fighter screen between London and the coast, while Hurricanes attacked the bombers before they reached the airfields in London District. As the attacks continued, the proportion of German and to British losses rose higher and higher. On September 27th, one RAF group destroyed 99 German aircraft for the loss of 16 British pilots. While on October 5th, only one pilot was shot down for an enemy loss of 16 planes. The total loss of the enemy planes in its third phase of the combat accounted for 883 aircraft. The map above, reproduced from the Battle of Britain, shows the direction and objective of main and diversion attacks. So I'll try to show these attacks, but it's kind of hard to really show what is what. But we have a diversion attack. I believe these are main attacks. More main attacks. Here's another diversion attack. And here's even more main attacks. That's the main target. Here's a main target, and here's also one. Really interesting. Yeah, the Germans put up a fierce attack here, and it just goes nowhere. They get not obliterated, but heavily damaged here. And this is basically the killing blow to the invasion of Britain. Free French standard raised at Doula, October 10th, 1940. French colonies adhered to de Gaulle. Undaunted by the lack of success at Dakar, the Free French leader continued to receive the adhesion of other French colonies in Africa and elsewhere to the coast of Liberty. Yeah. On October 10th, his standard was raised in Doula, the capital of French Cameroon. The picture was taken as his expedition came alongside the quay at the town. Below, I'm sorry, my hand was shaking really bad there. Below, troops pledged to the Free French cause parade for memorial ceremony in Numa, New Caledonia, French island in the South Pacific. So here we see the first one. And here we see the French soldiers in New Caledonia. Yeah, getting your empire on your side is super important here, because it gives you the ability to have resources and troops that you may not otherwise have because your main country is taken over. British Navy bombards Cherbourg, October 10th, 1940. Enemy ships battered in Norman Port. One of the most successful of the many remarkable operations against the canal ports was the Royal Navy's attack on a concentration of enemy shipping at Cherbourg, carried out in close cooperation with the RAF. An intense night bombardment by heavy and light naval units resulted in a large number of fires in the dock area. Havoc was wrought among the enemy vessels anchored in the harbor as the salvos from the British ships burst on their targets. Yeah, and it's crazy. I mean, look at that picture. It's just like it lights up the day as the explosions. And yeah, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, attacking enemy shipping, crippling both the Italian and German navies really helps Britain survive. If they couldn't have done that, they would have been invaded, truthfully. Because sure, the RAF could have done a lot, but without naval cover, you can't do everything. An Italian destroyer loses battle with a British ship. British naval success in the Mediterranean. On October 12th, HMS Ajax, which played a leading part in the Battle of River Plate, intercepted and sank two Italian destroyers off Sicily. A little later, she met a force comprising of a heavy cruiser and 4 destroyers. One of them, the 1,620-ton Artillery of the latest class. The Ajax, after crippling the vessel, was joined by the HMS York, but lost her prey during the night. Next morning, Artillery was located in a tow of another Italian destroyer, which deserted her charge. The Artillery's crew was ordered to abandon ship after she was sunk by the York. The pictures show top left the doomed ship after her crew had taken off. Bottom left, sorry about that. Bottom. Bottom left. York's first salvo hit Arctic Leader top right. Another shell striking the Italian vessel bottom right. The explosion after a direct hit. Here we see that ship just being a waiting husk. Here we see another picture. Yeah, this is after the crew was taken off of the doomed ship. There's the ship getting shot, and there's it blowing up. Look at that explosion. That's crazy. What a neat thing that we got this picture, right? You don't really usually see this very often. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you did, leave a comment. Tell me what I can improve on. And as always, subscribe. It really does help. Thank you.